For a long time, people have wanted to have a device like this where you had really precise and responsive 3D input.
What we're working on is really the next generation of user interface. The motion controller works by tracking the ball with the camera and then also uses internal sensors.
The competition, comes out first, and it's interesting because there was this introduction to this idea that you could have physical motion in a game, but it was limited severely by two major factors. One, the graphics and sound engine itself was a step back from current generation hardware. The other, the physical element of it, was gimmicky. It was nice, but you very quickly realized you wanted more out of it. You wanted precision.
On certain other systems, you may start off trying to punch, but then you realize you can actually just flick the wrist. So as soon as you learn that you can actually flick the wrist, then there's no real point in actually punching.
The previous motion control only has like very limited, motion device in it. It just like looks at the acceleration, it looks at, the orientation, but now we actually have position.
And suddenly we had X, Y, Z, and angle tracking all at once, and we drew an object over the controller and it exactly mapped to what we were doing. It felt really responsive and accurate.
PS3 motion controller, I would say, is head and shoulders over anything else that's out there for console in terms of versatility.
We found in development, like when you're playing this, the best way to succeed is if you can stop thinking about the screen in front of you. This is, one-to-one, it's doing exactly what I want. Let's pretend there's a guy who's 5'11" standing right in front of me, and I'm just gonna whack at him, and sure enough, boom.
We can actually detect total one-to-one precision, and then we can detect all your movements. I can bob, and I can weave, and I can move by leaning left and right. I can crouch and duck down. But ideally, we want people to punch as if they were in a real fight situation and they had to fight as if their lives depended on it.
The experience of bowling is totally different in an optical motion mechanic than in the motion mechanic of the PS3 motion controller. How you tilt your wrist during your forward swing of your arm has a lot to do with where the ball is going to go in the lane.
When you have this physical interface device that for the first time can start to pull the game out of the TV and into the living room is the first foray into what I really consider next generation gaming.
No matter how intense the game experience is on a controller or even a mouse and keyboard, the fact that this is suddenly requiring your whole body to move. Now granted, it's your hand, but it can track how high I go, how low I go. So I crouch, it goes down with me. Everything I do matters to this thing.
That's really important to any user interface. It's important that it feels connected to and it feels like your intent is properly being translated into the game.
Getting lost in the character is definitely what the soul of this device is about.
PlayStation